Good morning, good afternoon. No, good morning. It's good morning with us. Parashas Nasso, um, pretty exciting part of the Chumash. Um, I'll be sending, God willing, after Shabbos, a link to my favorite Dvar Torah. It's a piece about 90 minutes long from Soloveitchik Zatzal that really talks about the context of Mitzrayim, the Midbar. It really puts Baloscha into proper perspective, Jewish history in perspective. It's literally a piece that I try to listen to every year, and I try to tell people to listen to it. So I'll probably send that clip after Shabbos. Yeah, it's important, to really understand the Midbar and the excitement and the thought process, what's happening up to this point. We know it's 40 years, but they didn't know it was 40 years in the Midbar. They thought they were going to just right away. And some of this excitement, you're supposed to feel it. You're supposed to feel the excitement of what's happened. They're about to go to Eretz Yisrael. They're promised this land. The others were promised this land. And they're literally on the way. They leave Har Sinai, and they're on the way to Eretz Yisrael, just days, literally days away from going to Eretz Yisrael. And they're setting up the camps up, and where to travel, what the flags look like in last week's Parsha, what the job of the Kohanim, the Levium, the Berachos Kohanim. Really exciting stuff. What's interesting is the Parsha Nazir is right there, and all the Mefarshim really talk about why is Nazir Sota, what's the point of this? What's happening now? And Farshim talk about that to be kadosh, machnes kadosh, you want to be kadosh, and all Farshim really talk about the importance or is it being Nazir a good thing? Is it a bad thing? A lot of Farshim say it's not a really good thing, because at the end of the term of the Nazir, you have to bring a korban, korban chatas, asham, other karbanos, and a person should always be kadosh. Kli Yakar says a person shouldn't need to add on things to his Yahadut, his Judaism, to make himself kadosh. A person should be kadosh. You do a mitzvah, you're kadosh. You have your day in kedusha. To take yourself away from things that Hashem gave you, to be kadosh, that's a chisaron. That's something missing. We have wine, we have kiddush on wine, we make special bracha on wine. And to say, I'm going to be kadosh by not having wine that Hashem gave me. Hashem gave us things in the world to enjoy. And to say I'm going to be kadosh from not partaking is a little bit strange. I said strange. He doesn't say strange. But that's kind of a chatas on this. Kli Yakar would say that. What's an interesting point that Sfas Emes says is there's a certain lesson in being a Nazir that's very holy. First he says, this is the juxtaposition, that he's what we're looking for, of Nazir with Kohen. What's the connection? Both can't be Tameh, that's true. But there's one piece that's really ties this together with Shabbos as well, is how does a Kohen get to be empowered to make a bracha? Where does that come from? And Hashem says, look at the Avos. We'll look at the Avos. Abram, especially the bracha, he becomes the ability to give a bracha. Yitzchak, Yaakov, the common denominator is not really being caught up in the extras of the world. When Abraham leaves the city and leaves his birthplace to go to the desert and to travel around and be in the desert, literally a good part of his life, he goes to Hebron, Beersheba, but to kind of get away from what's extra. They were very wealthy, but they kind of give away the extras and focus on their bittul, what they're supposed to do for Hashem. This is the bracha, Yeh bracha. This is the bracha. And the Medrash says that on Rabbi Hanina, even the boats, not just the people, but even the boats that are going on the water were saved and got shefa from Avram Avinu. So the amount of bracha that comes from someone who is mevatel extras and focuses on Hashem and recognizing that it comes from Hashem, this is not just you're blessed, but you cause others to be blessed. And he goes on to say, well, this is why a Kohen gives the bracha. Because a Kohen, no land. Kohen did not have any land. and the Kohen, Chalak Ner Yisrael, their abode is from Hashem. And this is how they were able to bless other people. And the same thing by Nazir. When you're a Nazir and you say, I'm going to forsake the haircuts and upgrading my wardrobe perhaps, and staying away from wine, going away from Teva. When you ravish yourself from Teva and you're focusing in bittul everything for Hashem, this not just causes bracha for yourself, this causes bracha for other people, which I think is a big chiddush. Nazir, he's holy, he's in the corner, he's his own thing. I never really thought that the Nazir would have an effect on me, on other people. But that's kind of what it is. By a Nazir being Mavatel, the Teva, he caused himself to be blessed and the Shefa to come down. And Sfas Emes, of course, without missing a beat, talks about Shabbos. In many places that we know that Shabbos kihi Makar habracha. In Al-Chadodi, we say Shabbos is the Makar habracha. And he quotes many other places that Sfas Emes talks about, where by Yishpos V'Mashi, Vayivarach, the Vayivarach is because of Hashem resting. And this is kind of where the bracha comes from. And Sfas Emes, many places, tells us that we have to kind of concentrate on this. That it's not just we rest on Shabbos and then Sunday the week starts. No. The bracha from the week comes from Shabbos. What do we do on Shabbos? We work? No. Do we prepare for the week? No. It's literally the resting of Shabbos and not working that will cause the bracha and the shefa to come for the week. Shabbat Shalom.